The disappearance of Jennifer Kesse. On the morning of January 24, 2006, Jennifer Kesse left her Orlando condominium for work. At least, that's what should have happened. Instead, what investigators would eventually find is one of the most frustrating surveillance images in modern criminal history: a person of interest walking past a gate, their face completely hidden by fence posts in every single frame. And to this day, no one knows who that person is. Jennifer Kesse was 24 years old, successful, independent, a finance professional who had recently purchased her own condo in Orlando, Florida. She was close with her family, responsible, structured, not the type to vanish without telling someone. The night before she disappeared, she spoke to her boyfriend on the phone for hours. Nothing unusual, no fear, no conflict, no warning. The next morning, she never showed up for work. Her employer called her parents. That's when the panic began. Her parents drove from Tampa to Orlando. When they entered her condo, they immediately noticed something unsettling but subtle. Her bed was made. A wet towel hung in the bathroom. Clothes were laid out. It looked like she had gotten ready for work, but she was gone. No signs of forced entry, no signs of a struggle. Her phone went straight to voicemail. Then, 2 days later, her car was found about a mile away at a nearby apartment complex. It had been parked carefully, not abandoned in chaos placed. Inside, investigators found almost nothing. It appeared wiped down, no usable fingerprints. But there was surveillance footage. The video showed someone parking Jennifer's car and calmly walking away. The individual appeared to be a man, dressed in white clothing, possibly work attire. And here's the part that still chills investigators. Because of the positioning of the security camera and the metal fence, the suspect's face was obscured in every single frame. Every step they took, blocked. It was like the camera betrayed the case. Investigators looked into construction workers who had been working at Jennifer's condo complex. Some had access to master keys. Some had made comments that made her uncomfortable. But no arrests were made. The FBI became involved. Years passed. Jennifer's parents fought tirelessly for records. Eventually, they sued the Orlando Police Department to obtain access to case files. Thousands of pages were released, but still no resolution. No confirmed suspect. No body. No confession. Just a shadow walking away from her car. Someone knows what happened to Jennifer Kesse. And for nearly 2 decades, they've stayed silent. The murder of Laci Peterson. On Christmas Eve, 2002, a pregnant woman disappeared in Modesto, California. Her name was Laci Peterson. She was 8 months pregnant with a baby boy. She and her husband had already named Connor. Her husband, Scott Peterson, told police he had gone fishing that morning. When he returned, Laci was gone. At first, this was treated as a missing persons case. Families searched. Volunteers gathered. The media arrived. But then something shifted. Police discovered Scott was having an affair with a woman named Amber Frey, and he had told her he was a widower weeks before Laci disappeared. Recorded phone calls between Scott and Amber were released. In them, Scott appeared calm, detached. At one point, he was attending a candlelight vigil for his missing wife while telling Amber he was in Paris. Public opinion turned fast. Investigators examined Scott's timeline. He claimed he went fishing at the Barkley Marina. Months later, in April 2003, the remains of a full-term male fetus washed ashore near that same area. The next day, the remains of Laci were discovered nearby. The location matched where Scott said he had gone boating. The case against him was largely circumstantial. No eyewitnesses to the murder, no murder weapon recovered. The prosecutors argued his behavior, lies, and movements told the story. In 2004, Scott Peterson was convicted of first-degree murder for Laci and second-degree murder for their unborn son. He was sentenced to death. But debate continues. Was it airtight justice? Or did media pressure shape the outcome? Regardless of perspective, one fact remains. Laci Peterson never came home, and a child never got the chance to live. The death of Elisa Lam. In 2013. Surveillance footage from inside an elevator at the Cecil Hotel would ignite global fascination. The video shows a young woman entering the elevator. She presses multiple buttons. She steps out, looks into the hallway, steps back in, moves strangely with her hands, almost as if speaking to someone unseen. Then she exits. She is never seen alive again. Her name was Elisa Lam, a 21-year-old Canadian student traveling alone through California. She was staying at the Cecil Hotel, a location already infamous for decades of crime and tragedy. Days after she was reported missing, Guests at the hotel began complaining about low water pressure and a strange taste. Maintenance workers checked the rooftop water tanks. Inside one of them, they found Elisa's body. The internet exploded. Was she being followed? Was someone in the hallway? Was the elevator malfunctioning? Was it something darker? Conspiracy theories multiplied rapidly, ranging from foul play to paranormal explanations. But the autopsy told a different story. Her death was ruled accidental drowning. Toxicology reports showed no significant levels of drugs or alcohol. Elisa had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Investigators believe she may have been experiencing a manic or psychotic episode. The elevator's unusual behavior, likely a door hold feature triggered by repeated button presses. No confirmed evidence of assault. No verified third-party involvement. Sometimes the most unsettling cases are the ones where the explanation is human, not supernatural. 3 cases: 1 woman who vanished without a trace, 1 convicted killer who maintains his innocence, 1 tragedy fueled by internet speculation. True crime captivates us because it forces us to confront uncertainty. But behind every headline, there are real families, real lives, and real consequences.